Welcome to America Reads Fun Learning Activities. We are college students who create learning activities for kids. Our fun activities are focused on reading, writing, and math. Thank you for joining us to learn today. My name is Shravya. In today's activity, we'll be going over how to describe the different measurable attributes of one object, such as length and weight. Let's get our activity started. For this activity, you will need 2 pieces of orange paper, 1 piece of black paper, 1 piece of green paper, scissors, markers, a stapler, and some glue. First, take 1 piece of orange paper and cut it into 8 strips, like so. Your 8 pieces of paper should look like this. Now, take the second piece of orange paper and fold it in half. Cut on the folded line. After cutting your piece of paper into 2, you should have 2 pieces of paper. However, we can discard the second half of the cut paper. Now, with one of the halves of paper, cut strips vertically, like so. The paper you just cut into strips should look like this. We will place our paper strips from our first paper and place them in a crisscross manner. And as we place them this way, we will glue them to one another. Keep on gluing each additional piece of paper in the center. Your paper strips should look like this. Now, we will gather the tops of all of these strips and bend them inward to make a paper bubble. But before we do that, we want to make sure that our base of the pumpkin is stable. So go ahead and take your stapler. After you've gotten your stapler, make sure you proceed with an adult's help. Go ahead and staple the middle of this pile. Now, the base of your pumpkin should look like this, with the staple in the middle, so that our pieces of the pumpkin do not fall apart. Let's go ahead and gather the tops of our pumpkins and make sure that when we've gathered all the tops of our pumpkins, we are going to staple the top as well. Again, use an adult's help to do this step, and you may need more than 1 staple to keep all of these pieces of paper in place. As you can see, I made the first pumpkin. Now, we will repeat the same exact steps for our second, smaller paper pumpkin. Place the strips of your smaller paper pumpkin in a crisscross manner, like so. But make sure that while doing so, you go ahead and glue them in the center. Your smaller paper pumpkin should look like this. Now, to make sure that my smaller paper pumpkin does not fall apart, I will go ahead and add a staple right in the middle. Remember, always make sure to ask an adult's help before using a stapler. As you can see, I have added my staple in the middle of the pumpkin pile. Now, we do the same process. We take the tops of our pumpkin strips and bend them inwards, like so. And while we bend them all together, we start placing down our staples right here to make sure that our pumpkin does not fall apart. As you can see, I have made my smaller paper pumpkin. Now you should have 2 paper pumpkins. Let's go ahead and decorate our pumpkins. I will add some triangle eyes and a smile with my black pieces of paper, like so. Now that we have our pumpkins done, let's compare their attributes. Take a green piece of paper and cut out 8 leaf shapes, like so. Here, are our 8 leaves. Now, let's figure out which pumpkin is larger than the other pumpkin. When we compare the sizes of both of these pumpkins, it looks like this pumpkin is larger. So go ahead and take one of the leaves and write the words larger. Now, let's go ahead and decide which of these pumpkins is smaller. It looks like it's this pumpkin because this one is larger than this one. Therefore, this is the smaller pumpkin. Go ahead and take one of your leaves and write the word smaller. Now let's determine which pumpkin would hold more candy if we filled them with candy. It would be this one, right? Because it's larger, it would hold more. So let's take one of our leaves and write the words holds more, like so. Now, because this pumpkin is smaller than this pumpkin, we will write the words holds less. Now, let's figure out the length of our pumpkins. This pumpkin is wider than this one. So let's write that on one of our leaves. Because this pumpkin is less wide than our other pumpkin, let's write the word narrower. Now, let's compare which pumpkin is taller than the other pumpkin. If we put them side by side, it seems that this pumpkin is taller than the other one. So on one of the leaves, we will write the words tall. For the leaf of the shorter pumpkin, we will write the word short. Now, it's time to put the leaves on our pumpkins. Go ahead and make 2 rectangle shapes out of your green paper, like so. I have my 2 pieces of rectangle shaped paper right here. Now, what we're going to do is take a little bit of the paper and fold it like so. And we're going to repeat this process with our second piece of paper. Now, your paper should kind of look like an L. We're going to take this piece of paper and put it right in the middle of our pumpkin, like so. I'm going to go ahead and staple mine so it sits there firmly. As you can see, I've went ahead and put the pieces of paper onto my pumpkins. It should look like the pumpkin now has a little stem. Now, what we're going to do is take these pieces of leaves and paper and attach them onto the stem. As you can see, I've attached my leaves to the stems of the pumpkin. Therefore, your pumpkins should look like this, with all the attributes on their leaves. Ta-da! Now we have made 2 paper pumpkins with many measurable attributes that we can refer to. Plus, they're super spooky and fun for Halloween too. Thank you for learning with us today. We hope you come back and learn some more. Please like and subscribe to our channel, and we will be back with more videos.